Army DeonDrug7 here, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Anime Episode Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Pokemon Journeys, Episode 55, The Tale of You and Me in Glimwood Tangle. Also, for the people who apparently hate spoilers, but still watch these reviews, spoiler alert, I guess? Arriving at Cerise Laboratory from school, Chloe is greeted by Yamper and she lets Eevee out of her Pokeball to play with him. She is then greeted by Professor Cerise, who tells her he still contains a lot of work to try and do. As such, Chloe decides to go read a book in his office. As she looks for something to read, a book falls out of the bookcase on its own, opening an image of a Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash. While observing the image, she suddenly gets a vision of the two Pokemon. She goes to ask her father about these two Pokemon, and he, together with Ren, tell her, Ash, and Goh that they are regional forms of Ponyta and Rapidash. The three young trainers are excited to meet them and head to Glimwood Tangle in Galar. Which, yay, another trip in Galar. Oh, no, I wasn't being sarcastic, I actually am excited. Yay, another episode that's not focused in Kanto. Once they arrive within the forest, Ash, Goh, and Chloe are fascinated by everything around them, including the large glowing mushrooms. Ash and Goh see a Morlo and chase after it, while Chloe notices a Galarian Ponyta and follows it. Goh has his Cinderace block Morlo's path and successfully catches it. Yay, another capture of Goh that isn't exactly important. They then realize that they've gotten separated from Chloe. Chloe follows the Ponyta down into a ravine, finding a Rapidash down at the underside. Ponyta attempts to use Heal Pulse to heal Rapidash's injured leg, but the injury is simply too severe for it to mend. Chloe speculates that Rapidash may have been injured while falling into the ravine. Picking up the book she had brought along with her, she recalls a flower whose dew has healing properties. As Chloe, Eevee, and Ponyta began to seek out the flower, Ash and Goh notice lights within the distance and arrive within the town of Bologna, taking shelter from rain underneath a large mushroom. Fun fact, I always used to mispronounce Bologna as Bologna when I first played Pokemon Sword. Nothing important here, just decided I'd let you guys know. They're approached by Opal, who challenges them to a series of quizzes once they try and ask her if she's seen Chloe. As they keep getting the answers wrong, Opal has them wearing pink clothes, which honestly, Pikachu and Cinderace had that drip. Now, personally, I was never really a big fan of Opal in the Pokemon games and stuff like that when I first played through Pokemon Sword, but, you know, after this episode, I feel like Opal is actually, I feel like I love Opal a little bit more. Meanwhile, Chloe, Eevee, and Ponyta advance as soon as the rain clears. Eevee falls while trying to climb a cliff, but quickly gets back to climbing. At the top, Ponyta uses Heal Pulse to heal Eevee's bruise, and Eevee uses Copycat to use Heal Pulse on Chloe's scraped arm. Soon, they spot the flowers, but are then jumped by a trio of Impidimp who steal Chloe's backpack. Those darn Impidimp! She tries to get it back, but they simply run away and taunt her until Eevee starts mimicking their expressions, and they start throwing Bluckberries from a nearby tree at them. Those darn Impidimp! Chloe realizes that the Impidimp just wanted to have fun, and she and Ponyta join Eevee in throwing berries at the Impidimp. I love this little scene, even though it was just kind of filler to keep the episode, to its 22-minute length, but I'm glad we finally got Impidimp in the games. As much as I'm not that big of a fan of Impidimp's design, I did happen to catch an Impidimp as the 6th member of my team, since Grimmsnarl is one of my favorite Dark-type Pokemon, so I'm glad my boy finally got introduced in the Glimwood Tangle, and I was kind of interested when I saw Impidimp in the preview for this episode, but honestly, they acted exactly how I figured they would act. They're the wily Pokemon after all. After the playful fight is over, Chloe, Eevee, and Ponyta wash out the berry stains from them at a pond, and also the Impidimp fetch Chloe the dew she needed. Aw, Impidimp, you shouldn't have. But honestly, I did like this character development for Chloe, because, earlier season Chloe, or I should say maybe first season Chloe, I should say, you know, she wouldn't really have been, you know, into the whole throwing the not Pokeballs, throwing the Blackberries and stuff like that. She would probably be running away for dear life, maybe. But now we actually see her character growing as she's beginning to become a little bit more like Ash and Goh, which honestly we needed, because Chloe was getting on my dang nerves with the, is Pokemon catching and battling really that interesting? Ugh. You boys are something else. Ugh. Thanking them for their help, she returns to Rapidash and asks them to drink the dew. It has the desired effect and heals the injury on Rapidash's leg, with Ponyta and Eevee both using Heal Pulse to revive the unique horned Pokemon's stamina. Rapidash then has Chloe jump on its back while Eevee climbs onto Ponyta, and the two are given a ride to Bologna, which I have to say, this was a beautiful scene. I wish the Glimwood Tangle was exactly like this, because I would have loved to like be hopping on mushrooms and stuff like that. I don't know if we did. No. I don't think we hopped on mushrooms. I think we just like walked up to them, touched them, and they'll glow. I wish we would actually like. I wish it was like a bigger force for us to like get lost in. But literally, not Bologna, but the Glimwood Tangle is literally just a straight path, which I was really disappointed in when I first played through. Sword, I was hoping there would be more Pokemon roaming around and stuff like that. I just really wasn't interested in it. Ponyta and Rapidash give Chloe a ride to Bologna, where Ash, Goh, and Pikachu, and also Cinderace, are now completely covered in pink clothing. Drip. As Chloe and Eevee dismount Rapidash and Ponyta, Ash and Goh approach her, causing the two horse Pokemon to run away. Honestly, that last scene where Chloe's just like, I hope we get to meet Ponyta and Rapidash again, makes me think that Ponyta might actually become a recurring Pokemon, and Chloe will end up catching this Ponyta. Maybe she didn't catch it in this episode because it was more like Ponyta and Rapidash are kind of like, you know, connected to her in some way, which you guys will see a little bit later in this review. And I loved how, you know, instead of just having a whole particular like, oh, I bonded with this Pokemon, so I'm going to catch it, they're actually, I feel like they're foreshadowing, or not really foreshadowing, but they're building up to that moment where, you know, Ponyta returns and Chloe eventually catches it. Back at the Cerise Laboratory, Chloe and Eevee awaken before the book they were reading. Ash and Goh, accompanied by Goh's Moralo, come to inform her that her father's finished working. As she leaves the room, the book's pages turn over on their own, revealing a picture of a Ponyta, a Rapidash, an Eevee, and a girl. Now, if you guys notice from the first scene of this, you know, the Act 1 of this whole episode, you guys notice how Chloe had like a vision of Rapidash being her and Ponyta, you know, basically asking her for help. So maybe Chloe has like this weird bond with Rapidash and Ponyta. Maybe there's more to Chloe and Eevee that we, you know, have yet to discover, which, I mean, it's pretty obvious because they basically foreshadow it in every single Chloe episode. So I can't wait to see what that actually has to do to connect with, you know, Chloe and the Galarian Ponyta, and I really hope that Ponyta returns so Chloe can catch it, which it most likely will. This is just, you know, us meeting Ponyta for the first time, and then, you know, maybe in a later episode they return and bam, Ponyta becomes a member of Chloe's team. Let's discuss the major events that happened in this episode. First, discussing with Goh, Ash, and Chloe. Or Ash, Goh, and Chloe. I don't know why I say Go, Ash. That sounded off. Ash, Goh, and Chloe returning to Galar once again, which, I mean, I'm fine with more Galar episodes as long as they're not just focused in Kanto. I don't mind Kanto every now and then, but isn't the whole point of Pokemon journeys for them to go on journeys? I'm just saying, that's just a little critique of mine in the series. I don't know. Maybe by the end of this, maybe, you know, we're only in like episode 55, so maybe we'll actually start doing stuff around episode 100-ish or something. I just don't like this Kanto. I just don't like this Kanto pandering. Just when was the last time we went to Sinnoh? Like, come on. There's Sinnoh, Johto, Hoenn. Like, we could use more episodes focused on them. Maybe have like arcs where they stay in Hoenn and they stay in Johto for like 5 to 10 episodes and stuff like that. You know, Pokemon Journeys. It's in the name. Oh, catching a Morlo. We all know we don't care about that. Honestly, I don't care about Morlo as a Pokemon either, so skip. Ash, Goh, and Chloe visit Bologna and meet Opal for the first time, which again, as I said earlier, I wasn't really a big fan of Opal, so a lot of people were you know, excited about Opal appearing. I personally wasn't, because I don't care about her as much as I care about, you know, Raihan, Nessa, Bee, and all those other characters. Opal was just kind of... Opal is probably my least favorite gym leader of the Galar gym leaders, but I mean, I do love how she gave Ash, Goh, Pikachu, and Cinderace that free drip every time they got a question wrong. I mean, I would purposely get those questions wrong, because the drip that Cinderace was in, that was some top tier drip. Opal, hook your boy up with some of that drip. You know, Pokemon Company, maybe you can sponsor me one of these days. Pokemon doesn't sponsor people, but maybe you can, like, you know, maybe for next year's Pokemon Day event, you can invite me wearing some of that, you know, Pokemon drip. You know, I can formulate another rap for y'all. You know, I'm better than Post Malone. On the whole, this was a fairly solid Chloe episode that nicely continues her slow burn development, and I look forward to more focus episodes starring her, especially with the Psyduck one coming soon. I'm quite liking the way she's progressing and really hope the show keeps having a good pulse on her growth. So of course, Ash and Goh were kind of just side characters in this episode, so I'm kind of just gonna skip them, although I do love their interaction with Opal, Chloe, and again, I do love how Chloe is, you know, suddenly having this slow burn for, you know, this, you know, for this whole, you know, for her whole character development. So I really hope we get to see Ponyta again. I cannot wait to see, you know, what they decide to do with, like, you know, Chloe and Ponyta, like their little interactions. Are we actually going to see Ponyta again? Most likely, but if we don't, I'm going to be genuinely surprised, because it seems like they're really building up some sort of like thing, like maybe Chloe has some sort of like hidden bond with certain Pokemon and stuff like that. Who knows? And of course, we had Opal, who honestly, again, one more time, not her biggest fan, but honestly, I did love her interactions with Ash and Goh. I do love how she actually asks you the questions in, I do love how she asks like the questions that she asks in the Sword and Shield. So I do love that little, reference that she did. One thing that I did notice was when this is a question I believe I got wrong when I first played Sword and Shield, when she asked what's her favorite color, because she always talks about how she wants to see other people wearing pink. I answered pink, and it turns out her favorite color is actually purple, but she likes to see pink on other people, which honestly I can relate to. As much as I love the color yellow, I don't like wearing yellow myself. I would rather see yellow on other people, if that makes any sense. Now, this is the segment where I kind of put some sort of, you know, little add-ons on the, you know, episodes, stuff that I didn't say in the, you know, in the original review and stuff like that. So these are kind of like my last minute thoughts on the episode. So I gotta say, I was a little shocked at first that Chloe didn't end up catching Galarian Ponyta, but obviously they are going to go back to it. They wouldn't do that merch of Chloe and Ponyta if it was going to lead to absolutely nothing. I still love the episode though. Chloe is honestly becoming my favorite Pokegirl behind Dawn, to be honest. She's so smart, and her and Eevee figured everything out on their own with no help from Ash and Goh. She solved each problem in her own way, and it was just absolutely great to see. I cannot wait to see more episodes exactly like that. I want to see more episodes where Chloe is doing exactly what she did in this episode. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to smack that like button, and be sure to subscribe, and also click that bell icon so you guys will be notified whenever I upload a new video. It's 100% free, I promise. 100. It's 100% free. 100. You see what I did there? And be sure to check out all of my other content as well. And that's going to be it for today's video. So until then, love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Only good, Chill Army.